All right. So I'm just going to quickly have a look at a pair we were looking at last week, and I'll try and replay the market before the move happened. So I think the last time we looked at the market, it was around here. So just going to replay the market around there. Okay. So by the time we closed the market, that was I think on 8th of April. This is where the market had reached, and that's how the market was looking at on a 4-hour time frame. And by then, on a 4-hour time frame, this is what we came up as our analysis. The market had already touched the trend line, and if you look at it from a higher perspective, the market was already on a downward trend. So when the market had reached here, we had a few markings. One of the markings was we had already seen that the market had, the way it behaved, it reached the trend line and reversed. It had already reached the trend line here, and we had different options and different alternatives at that particular time. One of the things that we looked at is we were hoping, as it had happened before, that the market either will reverse immediately or will reverse, retest, and continue coming downwards. Alternatively, because as the market was moving up, it created a liquidity zone, and that's how we marked it to this liquidity zone, because it had created what we call double tops. And if we were looking at it from the bears side, we looked at this level down here as a liquidity zone, and while the market was moving up, it left a market imbalance here. So there was this market imbalance around here. So when we marked these areas, if we move down a little bit to a 1-hour time frame, I think it will give us a very clear and precise look of the market. So if you looked at if we looked at it from a 1-hour time frame, so you notice that it had left an market imbalance here, and we looked at about possible sell area is should the market have a candle that will close below this area, and then it will be a good opportunity for us to get into a sell. And then we also looked at a possible buy area to be an area well and above our liquidity zone, and that's why we marked the area with this dotted yellow line. So I'm just going to retry and replay the market so we see how the market played, whether the market either respected these two zones that we were looking at. So I'm going to replay the market. So immediately the market started leaving a market gap, and it came and cleared this market imbalance and came all the way down, cleared our market imbalance, and it also cleared our liquidity zone and came all the way up to down here. And within the last few hours of our Friday, the market was already in a consolidative state, or you can say it was already in a ranging state. So that's what happened the previous week. So basically, anyone who was looking at this market from our analysis, both the bears and the bulls had it, because anyone who got in from here, I'll just try to enlarge this from our yellow line. Let's see how many pips that person might have got if we got into a buy, especially on this big institutional candle. That will be like around 12 pips. And anyone who got into the market from, you can either have gotten into the market here, moved up to here to clear the imbalance, and the market reversed. So I'll just measure how many pips the market moved from here up to this long pip. So if you got onto the market there and up to this long pip, you'll have made almost around 80 pips for this particular pair. So that is for GBP, for Euro GBP. And as we start next week, because this is what the market did last week, if you're looking at both sides, so let's say if you're looking at the bears, what will be the bears be looking at? What thing you should also notice that by the time the market was closing on Friday, the market was already it was already consolidating. And what is always said is that if the market is consolidating and if it consolidates for a long period of time, then what basically means that the market is going to have a very huge breakout. And the breakout can be both ways. It can either go this way or it can either go into the downward trend. But let's try and look at the market from a higher time zone. So if you look at it from a 4-hour time frame, and try and see what are other areas. If the market reached this level, if we continue having the bears to take over the market, already the market has reached its lowest point. If this is on the weekly time frame, market has already reached this lowest point. The next lowest point in the market, if I have to mark it, should be around this level. I think this is where there's another liquidity, but that will take like a very huge move for the market to come and clear that level. I think this will be almost 744 weeks. But if you go back again onto a 1-hour time frame, we'll try and look at what gaps these people leave when the market was going downwards. I can see as the market was going down, it left a market imbalance around this area. So there's it came and cleared. So that market imbalance was cleared. So if you're looking at a higher perspective, I think let's try and enlarge this trend line, or alternatively, we can redraw the trend line and put it here. That makes sense. So if this market will have to reverse and touch the trend line, then it means it will come up to here. If you're getting into a buy, then you should always look careful at where the market touches the trend line. It should be a place that you should look at either getting out of the market or reducing your lot size. Alternatively, we can also look at the areas that the market left equal tops. So you can look at maybe this region here. So you could just try to move it down there. So this one, you can call it a liquidity area, because at this place the market left equal tops. I normally like marking this area with the dollar sign. If not marking it with the dollar sign, I'll in most scenarios do what we call a template, and template I'll put what we call a liquidity zone and mark the area with the liquidity zone. So that's one liquidity zone. Another liquidity zone is around this level here. We can still see equal tops. So this will be also another liquidity zone. And then we still have another liquidity zone around this area, but this will be on a higher time frame. So we have almost 3 liquidity zone, and I think we must have a market imbalance somewhere. So I'm just trying to check whether you had any imbalance. This one was covered. So that's it. So if you're going to look for next week, I think for me, I'll wait for this market to finish consolidation and wait and see whether the market is going to break to the higher side or lower side. Somebody also wanted me to look at GBP AUD as of last week, because these drawings are the drawings that I did the previous week. I still think when we are going into this week, it will still be the same. There is nothing much. The only thing that the market did last week is it covered this. This was a market imbalance. It covered this market imbalance because we are looking at it from both perspectives, whether the market is going to come down. If it is going to come down, it is going to come down up to this demand zone. But the market, and luckily or unfortunately, it never came down. So what the market did, it went up, and we had put our buy area to be around this level, and indeed the market respected that and it went into a buy area, and market moved almost around 116 pips. That's a good move. So we're still expecting the market to go up because this is a supply zone that has not been retested since this level. Let me just try to reduce this one here. Okay, this was the last level that the market retested it, so it's a fresh supply zone, and this market will try to come and retest this supply level. Should we pass this level and continue going upwards, remember we have a very huge market imbalance on GA, so the whole of this area is a market imbalance. So price will try to come and fill this supply level, or fill this imbalance level, or go for this upper fresh supply zone. So for me, for GJ, the way the market closed, you can see here it was already on an upward trend. So for GJ, for this coming fresh weeks, I'll be looking for buying opportunities, or either the market will come up to here, which has been used as another support and demand level, and come here, retest, come back, and continue going upwards. So I think that is personally what I'll be looking at for the two pairs. Which other pair maybe I'll be very interested with? Not necessarily gold. I'll try to look at yeah, I love this. I'll try to look at NAS. I've been in this trade for I think almost 2 weeks. So if you're looking at it from a 1 hour perspective, let's go up a little bit, look at it from a daily point of view. Just excuse all this busy stuff that's here. From a daily point of view, the market came back to a zone that has been respected before. This yellow zone has already been used before as a supply zone here, as a resistance zone twice, and supply zone and supply zone again. So most definitely, if price is here, most likely price is going to revert upwards. And if you move back to a 4 hour time frame, because we're just trying to see when the market was moving, what hints did it leave for us? So we have all these gaps. We have the liquidity zone, we have another liquidity zone, and I've just seen another gap here. So this is what the market will be coming to fill. So, and then also this huge move that the sellers left as they were pushing price down. This is also another market imbalance zone. So for me, for the two pairs, I'll try to mark them with red, this one and that one. I'll be looking for buying opportunities as we go into the week. If you want to measure the retracement, the way price moved from that level, which was around 152.56, to around this other level, which is 129. Let's see if you're using Fibonacci retracement tool. So price moved from there to here. Then where price is as per now, I think price is almost around 50 and 40 region, and I do expect price to bounce back from this region. I don't think there's much we're coming to do on the downward trend, but we might, because the market does what it wants. Because for me, the next available attraction place will be around this 20%. If it goes past that, then I'll be looking at this free market imbalance for the market to come and fill in. So I think that's enough for today. These are enough pairs for today. I've said the two pairs I'll be going in for a buy. So that's that, not gold. So that's NAS and GBP AUD. Euro GBP, I'll be waiting to see what price does with this consolidation, especially on a 4 hour time frame and a 1 hour time frame. If let me just try to drop down to a 15 minutes time frame and see what price did. Yes, even on a 15 minutes time frame, price is still consolidating. So I'll wait and wait. I'll see how things turn out during Tokyo session, and wait to maybe get into a scalping position, or get into a long-term position on in London or New York. But to be very honest, I think I'm into a sell in this pair, but for me, my sell is I normally use I use 20 and 50 EMS. I'm going to tag because I already sent out description on how to trade EMS, and for me, I entered this trade for a long-term sell around this level, which was on 22nd of April. So I will continue selling until when the fast moving average crosses the slow moving average. I think that's it, and thank you guys.